It might be your leadership rhythms that are broken, not your remote work. But here's a Cadence that can fix that. After running remote programs across industries and countries, one pattern that I see repeatedly is that teams fail because nobody has defined the rhythm, not because they're distributed. Cadence beats control here, every time. So in this video, I want to present you a practical operating rhythm for remote-first leadership. From weekly pulses to quarterly resets to change rollouts that actually stick. The first thing to fix is what you measure. Most remote teams are still measuring presence one way or another, be it hours logged, tickets touched, message sent. None of it tells you whether the work actually moved forward. So replace these presence metrics with outcome metrics. Not are you online, but did we ship that? You can build a lightweight team scorecard, 3 to maybe 5 visible deliverables per sprint, tied to a weekly OKR. Make it popular to the team, everyone can see it. The support team I worked with, for example, shifted from tickets touched to resolution time combined with an NPS. And within about 2 months, the noise dropped and the customer satisfaction improved. Not because the team changed, it was still the same people, but because the measurement did. If you measure activity, then you manage activity. If you measure outcomes, the team can self-correct. 3 touch points. That's it. Think about Mondays. You should set priorities and constraints. What are we shipping this week? And what's in the way? Async notes. 5 minutes to read. No meeting required unless there is a blocker. Wednesday, pulse check. Is the work on track? Async status update. Flag risks early. Decisions that need input go into the decision register. Another chat thread where it gets lost. And then on Friday, delivery review and retro. What shipped, what didn't. 1 written paragraph per team member. No slide deck. Short, asynchronous, easy to access. Synchronous time is for blockers only. Everything else is an artifact. A global team I observed reduced their meeting hours by 30% and increased sprint throughput simply by enforcing this structure. The calendar didn't drive the work anymore, the artifacts did. Not meetings, but asynchronous notes. Weekly rhythm without a quarterly reset can drift, so you end up executing efficiently toward the wrong outcomes. So every quarter, define 3 to 5 bets. Retire anything stale, redistribute capacities toward actually what is moving your needle, whatever that may be. Tie resets to real metrics like revenue, impact, etc. Not sentiment, not effort. Product team I worked with killed 2 projects that had internal momentum but no external signal. They redirected that capacity to one initiative. Activation improved, and well, the hard part wasn't the decision. It was giving themselves permission to stop. These 3 are not values, they're structural properties. And trust is built through expectations plus autonomy. You define the outcome and the constraint, and the team owns the path. Clarity is operational. Who owns what artifacts, by when, with what SLA, written, visible, updated. Accountability is a ritual. Commit, deliver, reflect. Public commitments in the team's scorecard are very important for this. Retrospective, that are honest, not performative. When these 3 are structural, not just assumed, then a remote team outperforms co-located ones, because everything that usually lives in hallway conversation is now actually documented as well as searchable. The biggest failure mode in remote change management is parallel rollouts. 3 new tools, 2 process changes, one restructure all at once. The team stops adopting anything because the cognitive load is simply too high. So you should cap active changes to a maximum of 3, always. Use a change tracker for that. 1 row per initiative, status, owner, rollout phase. Phase your SOPs, announce changes with lead time, and give people a window to adapt before the next wave lands. For example, a team I supported staggered SOP updates across 4 weeks instead of releasing everything simultaneously. And the adoption rate actually improved significantly. Resistance dropped, not because the changes were easier, but because people had space to absorb them, step by step, micro changes that compound. Mandates bounce. So here are 4 things you could implement this week. Run the Monday, Wednesday, Friday async touchpoints. Well, with a quarterly reset then, at the end of the quarter. Publish a team scorecard, measuring outcomes, not activities. Start a decision register. 1 row per decision, owner, date, everything locked. Cap your concurrent changes at 3 and track them. Remote thrives with rhythm. Without it, you're just reacting faster. I hope this was useful. If it was, then feel free to subscribe. I publish practical frameworks for leaders in complex environments every week. And you can also find me on LinkedIn, where I post twice a week. And drop your biggest remote leadership challenge in the comments, and I'll sure to respond to it with a concrete fix. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.